Hey y'all, welcome to Clove Room and welcome to the January Clove Shelf. Clove Shelf is my version of a favorites video. It's my version of a top shelf video, but I call it Clove Shelf for somewhat obvious reasons, I would say. It's the shelf in the Clove Room. So throughout this video, I'm going to be going through my favorite makeup from the month, skincare from the month, hair care, nail care, and then some pop culture favorites at the end. And this is just my favorites in like January. It's not exhaustive. It's not like my favorite in every category. I didn't want to repeat a lot from my Best of Beauty 2025 video I did a few weeks ago. I will link that below if you missed it. A lot of those products I'm still using a lot in my day-to-day, so I just wanted to do things besides stuff I've already highlighted, and I think I'm going to start doing these videos monthly, bringing back the monthly favorites videos. I don't really know if I'm bringing them back. I feel like a lot of people do monthly favorites, but I feel like it used to be more of a thing, you know, back in 16, I guess, is the year everyone's going back to and acting. Well, maybe 2016 was the last good year. I don't know. But back in the day, although that's not really the day, although it is 10 years ago. We can't get into all of that. And if you are new, welcome. My name is Cam. I love talking about beauty, makeup, and, you know, skincare, hair care every now and again. Pop culture, gender identity. I talk about that stuff too. So if you are looking for a new Gorgina YouTuber princess who tries to be intentional when talking about beauty and her consumption and, oh, we're doing third person now, her relationship with beauty, you can subscribe for future content, and please give this video a like. That helps me out a lot. One thing I always like to say from the top in Clove Shelf videos, when I make these videos, it's really not to be like, everything's linked below, like, run, don't walk, grab everything. Things will be linked below if you really, really think a product would suit you or you want to purchase something. But the purpose of this video isn't really, like, I'm never trying to sell you something, and I'm never trying to make you think you need all of my favorites. I just like talking about these types of things, and I know y'all like me talking about them and doing favorites content. But the exercise I always encourage is, even if you're not a content creator, or especially if you are, but even if you're not, just do your own monthly favorites. Like, do the things that you enjoyed a lot in January, because I think just kind of doing that exercise makes you appreciate what you already have and not focus on new all the time. And, you know, I am me and you are you, so some of these products may actually not work for you if you do end up purchasing them, and you may already have something that would have worked better. So that's what I always encourage. I mean, again, if something really does strike your fancy and it's something perhaps you've been looking for, or it sounds like you get a lot of use out of, I do have the products linked below. I get a kickback from that if you would like to support me. And I suppose the channel, but I am the channel. The channel is me. We're kind of the same. I am the Clove Room. It turns out I'm the Clove Room. Just enjoyed this favorites video. You don't need to buy any of this stuff. Okay, as always, we're going to start with makeup. We always start with makeup over here at Clove Room. I don't have like a ton of makeup favorites this month. Again, because I'm just like off of doing that Best of Beauty 2025 video, which is kind of an exhaustive category by category video. So I didn't feel like repeating any of that. I've continued to use most of that, I would say. But I do have some newer products that I have really been enjoying. First thing I want to talk about is the Catrice True Skin High Cover Concealer. And I have this in the shade 002 Neutral Ivory. I have been on the hunt for a solid liquid concealer ever since I went through the last of my Kosas Revealer concealer, because I was so sick of that concealer. I was like, I want to try something new. And then I made the mistake of trying something new, and I said, this is terrible. Like, I tried the Live Tinted concealer, chop, the Ritual de Fille concealer, chop. And I don't want to say they're chop, but they're just like, I just can't trust them. They're not trustworthy. Like, sometimes it would look okay, but most of the time not really. And then I even repurchased a couple of concealers that I had previously quite liked. Because what's so great about the Kosas, and what I really fail to appreciate, is that it's just like such a foolproof, easy complexion product. It's not even necessarily like the best. I would say it's a really, really good concealer, and it's really good all over the face. But it's like, if I'm doing like my best makeup day, if I'm sitting down and having like makeup playtime, that's not what I'm going for. It's not like the most exciting, especially all over the face. But day to day, because most of the time when I'm doing my makeup throughout the week, I am trying to run out the door because I have to leave the house at a certain time kind of early in the morning. I kind of miss that reliability of just having something I could like slap on really quickly and run out the door, and I would know it would just like be okay because it didn't need any hand holding. I could just like blend it out with a brush, be on my way. And I had remembered that people had kind of compared the Catrice concealer, the True Skin concealer, to the finished effect of the Kosas. I don't think it claims to have as much skincare and whatnot. Of course it has hyaluronic acid because I think it's illegal to not have hyaluronic acid in concealers these days. And I had been curious about trying more from Catrice. I'm really looking for like a go-to drugstore brand. And I actually just placed an order from the Catrice brand website. So I'll be trying a lot more from Catrice, and we'll probably do like a Catrice video in the future, because all of this to say, all of this long-windedness to say, this is really what I've been looking for. I am so happy with this. Again, I'm not saying it's like the best of the best, but like I'm wearing it like right now under my eyes and a little bit around my face just on top of my complexion product, and it blends in really easily. It covers and stays put, but it doesn't look dry. It is like a really nice hydrated finish, but it's not like, I would say it's like works better with like makeup compared to the Kosas because it is lacking kind of that like skincare aspect. I do think it needs, because I feel like the Kosas you could really do on like any sort of like, even if you were not having the best skincare day, and I feel like you can do that with this, but I would just say it's like in the family of the Kosas with like coverage too. I would say this is like a medium coverage concealer. If this is skincare and this is makeup, I feel like the Kosas is like really in the middle, and the Catrice is more like, it's like 75% makeup and 25% skincare, I guess, although I don't really know if that's true. But you know what I mean. It's just like, it's more makeup than the Kosas is like the main difference. And it feels more like a traditional concealer. But what a great traditional concealer it is. I mean, this is less than $10. You can buy it on Amazon. You can buy it on Catrice's brand website too. And on Catrice's website, it is a $30 minimum for free shipping, which can be kind of hard because Catrice is very affordably priced. But if you are wanting to get a taste of the brand or maybe try out a few shades, that could be something to look into. And I also got, when I just did my order from Catrice, because I bought a couple of these on Amazon, and then I'm really trying to get away from Amazon. So, and also, I'll talk about this more in my eventual Catrice video, but the Catrice website is filled with interesting treasures, like products I've never seen or heard of and look so weird. So I'm excited to try those. But yeah, I signed up for emails or something and got 15% off my first order too. So it's just like, it's great. It's so reliable. It's almost boring. It's almost like not worth reporting as favorite, but especially with my experience in the latter half of 2025 with like just not being able to find a solid concealer, like this feels special. It's super affordable. The shade range sucks and is really confusing. Like it's very classic drugstore in that regard, unfortunately. I mean, it's mainly like light, medium, and like medium to deep shades. It's hard to see what these shades are. I do think if you are a similar skin tone to me, I do really like 02 Neutral Ivory. It's a nice goldeny neutral shade, which is what I consider myself. So I'm really happy with this shade, but it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell online, and depending where you buy it, there's like different shades available and not available. So I do wish the shade range was a lot better. And brands far and wide, mainstream brands, drugstore brands, luxury brands, indie brands, as I just talked about with Salt New York, let's like get some product photography. Let's like get some swatches. Like let's maybe present the product to the consumer, especially when you are direct to consumer or online only. Like that is hard. Like that is hard to convey color and texture and how things actually look IRL in like a format like that. Like I don't think I do the best job of it, but especially the brands that have large budgets for it, like hire the people who know how to do that and do that for us, because I really have been loving this concealer and I've been very, very impressed with it. Let's talk about a couple of eyeshadow palettes. One is it's kind of new, but it's not new. So I bought one of the Adept Infinity stackable palette things. It's like a magnetic palette, and I think I only have one of them, but I think if you buy more, they stack on each other. I will say I was a little unsure about this because it's like this really flimsy, it's not flimsy, but it doesn't feel like super secure, but it's been doing okay. And I really do like that this is a clear top, because one, does this not look beautiful? So this is mainly all Viseart shades. These are the shades I have left from the Viseart Neutral Mattes Quad. although this one is the white from the editorial, you know what, I need to open this. Although this one is the white from the Editorial Mattes palette. These are all from different Viseart quads. I have like a Paris Love Letter something palette, and then also the Koish all shimmer palette I have. Those are all up here. And then this is my Depotted Glossier Monochrome and Almond. I'm doing a project pan right now, and my Makeup by Mario Neutral Mattes is in that. So I've been trying to reach for that more often. So I haven't gotten to play with this as much as I really would like to, because I would really want to just use this like on the everyday for all my work looks. I just love being able to see all my Viseart shades in here. I feel like I'm getting use out of the Viseart quads I haven't used in like a really long time. Even though I love a lot of the shadows in those quads, I just don't reach for quads. So having, I mean, this isn't all, but this is most and definitely like my favorite Viseart shades all in one palette. To feel like I can do these like kind of pops of color like in a super soft Viseart way. I have some like lavender shades over here. Got like obviously the Neutral Mattes palette, and then also getting more use out of like my very old Glossier Monochrome. I don't know. It's just, this makes me happy to look at even now. So I've been really enjoying that when I have chances to play with it. And then this was a Christmas gift from my family. This is the Bella Beauté Bar Pastel Garden Palette. And this is what I'm wearing today, which I'm sure will not shock you because it is very pastel garden. Very pastel garden. So over the past few years, I've really gone away from color. It's made me feel weirdly dysphoric. And I feel like, and not to say some trans women aren't drag queens and some drag queens aren't trans women, but sometimes makeup, if I do too much, can feel draggy on me, which is something I'm very sensitive to. I have a whole story about that that I won't share on here. Maybe another time. Maybe if I do a Patreon soon. So I was kind of realizing it's not that I don't want to do color. In my collection, I just truly did not have color that served me. Like, I did have some, like these Viseart shades, like the really soft colors. I was into that. Those are very, very soft. And I realized when I want to do color, I want to do it in this kind of like soft, more ethereal femme, high femme way. And I just didn't have pastel mattes in my collection. Like, I had some pastel lavenders, of course, like mint greens, periwinkles, like obviously on my eye. Even in here, we also have like a matte chartreuse, we have pinks, and then we also have these beautiful, I'm not wearing any of the shimmers today, but there's some really beautiful, like, ethereal, glitzy, glittery pastel shimmers in here. I just feel like the lightness of the color makes it more delicate, which is kind of what I'm after. And I have just been, like, I'm so glad I put this on my Christmas list, and I'm so glad I got it, because I have just been off to the races with this. I mean, I feel like in most of my videos lately, I've had a pastel inner corner. Obviously today I just kind of went for full pastel on the eyes, but it's just so fun because I feel like it's just so me. It's just so me, and it's really something that's been missing from my makeup collection the last few years, which I do think is important because sometimes you are missing things that maybe you would enjoy, right? And I even tried like playing mixologist one day because I was like, well, am I really going to do it that often? And do I need more like colorful shadows? Like, can I just make what I have work? Which is a really useful exercise. And it's a really useful exercise because you get the answer. And the answer was no. I will say, I have not like complaints, but these are very, very traditional white base pastel mattes. So they take a lot of building up. I don't want to say it's hard to use, and some shades are better than others. Like, these really, really light ones are really, really light and can be hard to build up. But I have really been enjoying like Bluebell. That's what I have on my outer corner, and I just feel like also sometimes it helps to lay down like a transition, and I didn't do that today, so I probably should have done that. But I really like the purple lavender, of course. I used one of these mints today, like kind of in my inner lid. Really enjoyed that. First of all, there's a shade called Pansy, a little close to home, Bella Beauté Bar, but I really like Pansy. And I also really like Estrania. What if I just turn the palette around? I do have that power. Estrantia. It's like this really pretty kind of no base white pink sparkle shade. And yeah, I do find the pastels just require a bit of hand holding. It could be hard to build up on my complexion, and I'm pretty fair, so I did just want to say that. I don't know if this would be a very good pastel palette for somebody with like a medium to deep skin tone. And then I was realizing today, the one thing I think this palette is missing, I really wish there was a matte white in here. just to like blend stuff out, to maybe even do all over the lid as like a base, to do like an inner corner highlight. I really could have used like a matte white inner corner, and I would have probably taken it like right there instead of that like super, I mean, that almost looks like a matte white, but it does have just like a hint of like yellow green in it. I really wish there was a matte white in here. And honestly, a black. Like if a palette's gonna be this big, even though I know this is a pastel palette, I always want like a matte black shadow, but that's like a me thing. I do think the matte white would have been really helpful. Maybe if they relaunched this palette, I know this is one of their older ones and one of the last ones on their site, I feel like they still sell, that isn't in their magnetic format. That's probably my last complaint, although it's not really a complaint because I knew that going in, and I know they've already updated their newer releases to have magnetic removable pans, but it is one of the drawbacks of this palette. I've just been so happy to have all of these beautiful matte pastels in my collection, so I've been really happy with this, and I've just been having so much fun with doing color on my eyes again and not feeling dysphoric about it. What a concept. Okay, and maybe the most shocking part of this Clove Shelf is I have not one, but 2 new mascaras to talk about. If you are not new to my channel, you will know this, but if you are, I will tell you. I am very picky about mascaras. I have very sensitive eyes. I have sensory issues with like mascara. I don't curl my lashes. It's a whole thing. So I have been very loyal to the Say Mascara and the Ilia Limitless Lash over the last 2 or 3 or 4 years. And every time I've tried a new one, which I've done sparingly, I have hated it. I love the Say Mascara. That was my favorite mascara of 2025. To have 2 new mascaras that I really like, that's pretty big. First one I'm going to talk about, this is very much a high-low situation. This is a mini of the WESTMAN Atelier I Love, or I Want You mascara. I thought it was I Love You. Nope, I Want You mascara. First of all, a moment for this like gorgeous red packaging. I think the like actual component, because it's like metal, I feel like it's even better and like heavier. This mascara is so expensive. It is. I think the mini was $25, $26. The full size is $48. Yeah. So I don't really know what I'm going to do about that. I'm like pretty much ready to say this is my new favorite mascara. I do think it has dethroned the Say mascara, and definitely the Ilia mascara. The Say is my favorite, or was my favorite of all time. This is even more perfect. I do like that it has like a natural bristle brush. The Say one has a rubber one, which I was obviously okay with. I can barely feel this on my lashes. It is so light, so fluttery. I'm actually wearing the other mascara I'm going to be talking about today, but I've worn this in other videos if you want to see it. It just doesn't feel like I'm wearing mascara. Like, I only wear traditional mascaras you get off with like a cleansing balm or oil or something. I don't wear tubing mascaras. This just feels so light on the lashes. It's so wispy. It's so fluttery. It's so femme, but it just looks like I have really great enhanced lashes, and I've noticed it at work. Like, I'll be looking in the mirror in the bathroom, as I do, and I'm just like, my lashes look so good today, and I'm like, it's a new WESTMAN Atelier mascara. This is not new, by the way, it's new to me. I bought this with a gift card I got for Christmas, and at first I was like, I'm really wasting a lot of this gift card on this very small, tiny little mascara. I'm hopeful that this mini, because what I found before, especially with clean mascaras, and that's kind of primarily what I use, but not the next one actually. The next one, again, it's a much lower cost mascara. Found at least with one formula, I got the same, because I like throw mascaras out at like the 6-month mark. I got the same amount of time out of the mini that I got out of the full size. So I'm going to see about this. I do think it's kind of drying up, so we'll see. I'm hopeful that I can just purchase the mini of this, because the other nice thing is that I feel like with minis, they're sometimes hard to find, and this is like such bright red that it's easy to find, which is a very critical component of being a favorite of mine. I like when things are easy to find. Am I gonna purchase a full-size $48 mascara every 6 months? I don't know. Ugh, it's so good. It's so good. But the thing is also, I think I like mascaras that everyone hates. I am not liking everyone's favorite mascaras. I just like the weird ones that are designed for people with sensitive eyes, because it does tout on WESTMAN Atelier's, branding that this is made for people with sensitive eyes. I have to agree, it's so weightless, and it doesn't feel like your lashes don't get hard. Like, mine are kind of hard right now with the mascara we're going to talk about, but they're fine. Like, I'm not feeling any weird stuff from it, but this one especially, I forget I have mascara on, even though it looks like I just have great lashes. Like, oh, WESTMAN Atelier, and I have it in the black shade. She also sells a brown shade, which I'm like, do I want the brown? Kind of. The much, much lower cost one. This cost less than half of the WESTMAN Atelier Mini, and this is like obviously the full size, so that's concerning. This is the Catrice Hyper Lash, and specifically I have this in the shade Burgundy Bliss, and it is the mascara I'm wearing today. It's like a very warm red brown, a burgundy. I think you can probably tell my lash is just like warmer. And I feel like it's definitely apparent when I wear even less eye makeup. And then also sometimes like neutral makeup. Especially when I wear like super cool tone browns, like my lashes really pop against them if I'm wearing this mascara. I got this, again, I was like, I'm trying a bunch of Catrice stuff, and I've always wanted a berry mascara, but I feel like a lot of times it's higher end brands that sell them, and I just was like, I'm not willing to pay that much on one, a formula I probably won't like because I'm so picky about mascara. And then two, like maybe I won't like a berry mascara. I will say this is not like aggressively berry. It makes my eyes pop. So like in like a very beautiful subtle way, because it's not like burgundy and then it's like blue eyes. Like it's more like burgundy, blue eyes. And that's really nice. I love this mascara. I think it's great. It's really a color thing. I mean, I will say the formula does not give me any sensory issues. It doesn't give me any issues applying it. I think it is just like a really good mascara. I will say it definitely looks a lot more like mascara than the WESTMAN Atelier. So I think I do prefer the WESTMAN Atelier for day to day, but I've been wearing this just as much because I love the color. I love how it emphasizes my eyes. Again, I really love it against like a cool tone brown shadow because I love pairing warm and cool together. So having that kind of juxtaposition makes my eyes pop even more. And sometimes it can be in kind of a weird way, but like I like the contrast. I've just been so happy with this. And I'm so happy that I have a drugstore mascara that I like now because I hadn't before. I've never liked a drugstore mascara. Ever. So to finally have one that I think is like $8, that's a really good deal. And they also make this in a like more traditional brown shade and a black shade and a waterproof black shade, which I can definitely not do waterproof mascara. And I think it also has a very similar wand to the WESTMAN Atelier, and that's also why I kind of took the leap, because I was like, well, I've been really enjoying, actually, wow, dupe alert. Oh my god, am I a dupe queen now? Very similar one. So maybe that's why I like both of them. But I do think the WESTMAN Atelier, there's something about it. It just doesn't like dry, like make your eyelashes like that weird dry mascara texture. Although this one doesn't do it as much as a lot of other mascaras, and it definitely doesn't feel as heavy as other mascaras. So I would say they're actually maybe more similar, but I just feel like this one is a little bit more capital M mascara. I really love them both, and I'm so happy to have some new mascara variety in my life. Let's do some skincare favorites. First skincare favorite, and like definitely one of the headlines of this favorites video. Again, another product that I usually don't have like new favorites in the categories. Like I often, like not often, but I'll have like new blushes I like, or new like foundation or concealer products perhaps. But like having a new mascara and a new moisturizer in a clove shelf is very exciting. This is the, and you can tell how much I've enjoyed using it because I'm basically almost done. This is the Experiment Moisturizer, the Molecular Mesh Moisturizer. That's really hard for me to say. That's a lot of M sounds. I don't do well with them, with them sounds. So I used up the last of my Phytosurgeon's Verdant Force Field Moisturizer. A moisturizer I've been very, very loyal to the last few years, and I really still love that moisturizer. But I think they had just sold out of it, and it might have been like right after their Black Friday sale I ran out of it, and I really needed a new moisturizer because I don't like have backups. I just buy most like skincare as it leaves, it comes, you know? So I was like, oh my god, I need a new moisturizer, and Verdant Force Field is sold out. I'm gonna have to be bold and brave and find a new one, which I'm really bad at doing, honestly, which is why I usually just use the same old stuff. So I was asking Tom, because Tom and I don't like have the same taste in a lot of things, like product-wise, but we do some things, and moisturizer is one of those. And they said they got this Experiment one in PR and that it was really, really good, and they think I would like it. And I was pleasantly surprised that it was $30 on Sephora. I feel like it's really hard to get a moisturizer on Sephora.com that's like full size for any less than like $40. So I was happy with that price point. It has 2 ounces in it, so not as much as the Phytosurgeon's. One of the big pluses of Verdant Force Field is that you get a very generous amount of product in there, and it takes a while to use this up. I ran through this, and there's a reason for that I'll tell you about too, but I ran through this a lot quicker than I would have the Verdant Force Field, which is kind of a bummer. My skin has been so dry. And I do think I probably need something heavier than this for nighttime. I just ordered a new moisturizer from Coco Kind. And then I think I'm probably going to re-up on this too when I use it up. Because I was using this morning and night because my skin was so dry. So I was using this under makeup. It does so well under makeup, even though it's very nice and hydrating. And it has mesh in the name, which I really agree with. There is just something meshy about this moisturizer. It, I don't know, kind of cocoons and meshes with the skin in a really, really beautiful way. Again, like at night, it was doing the job. I think, again, I need something richer because this year I've just been so dry. Like, I've never had skin this dry. My skin is so dry. I'm now one of those YouTubers who's just gonna sit here for 20 minutes and just be like, my skin is so dry. Like, you guys don't understand. They offered to put a desert on it. Like, that's me now. And I never wanted to be that girl, but here I am being that girl. I've loved this. I don't know if I'm ready to say I like it as much as Verdant Force Field, but I really do like it. Experiment recently, along with Coco Kind, one of the reasons I just placed an order from Coco Kind. They were one of the skincare brands. I mean, I don't think I saw a makeup brand do this. I think it was just the skincare girls who said, we'll step up. Experiment and Coco Kind, both on their actual websites. If you made a purchase, I think all the net proceeds were going to different organizations in Minnesota helping immigrants and the community with the reign of terror that they've been dealing with. So I love that. I don't think we should look for brands for moral guidance, and I think we can get into some weird territory with that, but it was great to see, and especially after the beginning of this year we've had in the US, I think to see some brands who are not afraid to take a stance on what is clearly happening and not trying to all of a sudden get all these right-wing people on board, aka Elf, fuck you Elf, catching strays, but I don't care, fuck you Elf. That was nice to see. And yeah, I have just loved it under makeup, and I think it's going to be my new go-to makeup moisturizer, because previously I wasn't using a moisturizer with my makeup routine, and I was just using my sunscreen and like hydrating serums. Now I'm using hydrating serums, a moisturizer, and a sunscreen, because your girl needs all the moisture she can get. Because again, I'm going to sit here for 20 minutes and tell you how dry my skin is and how they offered to move a desert onto it. Speaking of my dead doll skin, I have been back into the Paula's Choice. This is a mini, obviously, but the Paula's Choice 2% BHA liquid exfoliant. I used to use this product all the time. I was doing laser hair removal over the course of 2024 and 2025. I had to stop because I couldn't afford it anymore. But I'm hopeful to start it. Like, I've got to start it again soon because I gotta get this facial hair off the desert. The desert's moving in and the facial hair needs to move out. When you're doing laser hair removal, it's not like that you can't ever use exfoliants, but it's like, it was a lot of math because they're like, have you used any in the last 2 weeks? So it was like, I was doing it every month. So basically half the month I couldn't use exfoliants. And then I was like, that's too confusing for me. I'm just not going to use exfoliants. And I will say, I think there's like a balance with skin routines, at least for me, where there was a time in my life where I was doing like a lot of like, I was trying to skin cycle and like, did I really know what I was doing? No. And I feel like it made my skin worse. Lately, I've just been only been doing like hydrating stuff, and I needed to exfoliate a little. And I have a Bioma toner for exfoliating that I like, but I needed something that was just going to do a little bit more. And something I've started to do, sorry to mom or dad if you're watching this, or anybody else in my family who leaves stuff at my mom and dad's house. When I go to my parents' house, there's always like graveyards all around the restrooms of products that people just leave there that no one ever uses. So if I see it twice and it hasn't been moved since last time I was there, I just take it. I don't ask. Sorry, mom and dad. But also, you didn't notice, did you? There's just, and it stresses me out too, because I'm like, guys, like we need to use stuff up. Project Panner over here. Such a pro. I saw this and it didn't move when I went back for Christmas, because I saw it at Thanksgiving, went back for Christmas and said, she's mine. And I'm so glad I did that, because I've really been loving this, having this in my life. It instantly, the first time I used it after not exfoliating like with a serious like BHA in a while, instantly I was like, ooh, okay, I need to do that more, because it just, yeah, my skin just, I feel like is looking a lot fresher. It's looking a lot less dull. My pores look less enlarged or whatever is they can do, because I know pores can get like smaller, but I think they were just clogged. They were just a little not doing too well. I have really been enjoying having this back in my life, and I will probably buy the full size whenever I'm done, because this is really nice and it does enough without doing too much. You know what I mean? Okay, another Christmas gift. This was, my sister got it for me, and I did not realize how much it was. I'm not going to say her name, so we don't dox her, but like, I'm like, sister, This was too much. This is my like sister, like biological sister, not Tom. Tom's my chosen sister. I don't know. Biological sister got this for me. Now that I looked it up, I'm like, you should have done that. But it was a very, very nice gift. It was a wonderful gift. This is a great gift. This is the Soft Services hand cream. This comes in this really cool, I mean, it's plastic, but I love the color. It just like, it looks so beautiful on my bedside table, which I'll actually show you in a bit for another favorite. So you'll get to see how great it looks on my bedside table. Then stick around. What a teaser. It's like a magnetic lid. And they also are like, you can put your rings on here at night. Because I think they were trying to justify this is $68 for the case and like the product inside because it's refillable. I don't want to do it right now, but you basically can open it like at the bottom and it comes out. And then this is like an airless pump. I will say if you don't use this for a few days, it can squirt out kind of weird and get everywhere. So that's annoying. But this is like a retinol hand cream. There's so much I like about this. First of all, I just love aesthetically. It's beautiful. It looks great on my bedside table. I'm really trying to get into the bed hygiene thing. Mixed results so far, but we'll talk more about that in a bit. Adore the scent. The scent, it's so weird because it's so light at first. And then it doesn't like overwhelm you. It just kind of like is such a cozy body scent. And I'm like understanding why people wear perfume to bed now because it's so soft and feminine, but rich, but in like a wealth kind of way, not a nouveau kind of way. I need to explore this more, but if Soft Services sell this in any type of fragrance ever, like a perfume or something, I would buy it because I love the scent of this so much. Like my favorite scent I've smelled in so long. And then the product's nice. Like it's a hand cream. It sinks in nicely. I think I have noticed like my hands looking better. I don't know. I think they look a little bit better. I've also just been taking care of my nails a little bit more. You know, really getting into the hand care. So I can't say I'm like checking in on my hands too much, but they look good. This is just such a lovely bedtime ritual. It was just such a great gift to get. I'm just like obsessed with it. And the refills are still so expensive. The refill pods are $38, but that's a lot less than the $68 investment. So wait, I think I got that wrong. Okay, it's $62 for like the case and the initial pod, and then the refill is $36. I will buy refills for this because I just enjoy the experience so much. It's a really nice little nighttime ritual. I like knowing I'm putting like a retinol on my hand every night. I don't think it's like super like high or anything, and it hasn't like caused any issues with my hands, but it's just so nice and I love it. I love it. Okay, the only hair care item, the JVN Air Dry Cream. I bought this sometime in November, December, and I've really been liking it. I have really only been air drying my hair lately. This is nice because it doesn't make my hair like too curly, but it does like work with the curl pretty well. I like it. It's just like a solid, easy, low maintenance product. You can also do like soft slick back looks. I would say it doesn't have a ton of hold, but it has enough where if you're in a rush and you just want to like slick back your hair, you can do that with this. It's nice and hydrating. I think it's a really, really good product and I've really been enjoying it this month. Nails. Another thing I'm really working on this year is my nails. They are looking so good. I'm not trying to flick you off. My middle nail is always something happens to it, so that's like kind of the last one to grow, but a lot of my other nails are looking so good. They're so healthy. I think one, this has to do with I'm not working in the service industry anymore and I'm not a barista anymore. That absolutely destroyed my nails. But also my friend, the Glitter Fairy on Instagram, my friend Kay, I will link her Instagram below. She passed on a lot of her favorite nail care products to me and gave me her whole routine. The thing that has helped the most, that if you are working in the service industry right now and you're sick of your nails peeling, bending, Nailtiques Formula 2. Nailtiques Formula 2. This stuff has saved my nails. This is like a nail protein coat. Like you can wear it as just like a clear coat or you can wear it as a base coat. Like I probably will alternate wearing it as a base coat. And then also what I've been doing, my nails chip still kind of fast. I'm still figuring out my nails. I have not figured out my nails yet. I just did this today and a couple are already chipped. So I need to be more careful because one of the big tips Kay has is if you're going to have natural nails, your nails are not tools. Your nails cannot be tools. And I have gotten better about that, but I'm still not the best at it. So I need to be better about that. And then I'm just figuring out, you know, like still making my nails healthier, figuring out like routines and when to let them dry and when to like paint on top, like, you know, all of that. But I've been really happy and I've made a lot of progress in like this kind of commitment I've made to myself. I think a lot of that is because of Nailtiques Formula 2. This has strengthened my nails. I have never been able to get my nails this long and healthy. I'm still working on my middle nail, and also my pointer finger can be hit or miss. We're really getting there. Kay also did tell me that if you use this too much, your nails will like break cleanly off. They will get too strong, and they'll like you'll catch them against something and it's like breaking a hard plastic than like a typical broken nail. So note that there is like a time and place for this, but if you have very, very brittle nails, if you have damaged nails, this is the best. And you can just wear it as a clear coat. Saved my nails. And then a couple of polish favorites. I've been wearing this one the most. This is Clocking Out Early from Olive and June. This is what I have on. I will say, on camera it doesn't, but in person especially, this doesn't look as purple. Like, it's definitely a purpley brown, but on the nails it is just like basically a neutral purple, and I wish it was less purple, as much as I love purple, obviously. But I have really been enjoying this for this time of year. I need a more neutral brown though that's like reliable, because I have some of Olive and June's quick dry polishes in more neutral brown colors, but their quick dry formula especially chips super quickly, although this formula chipped kind of quickly too. So maybe it's just a me problem. I have really been like wearing this shade a lot. What I am finding is, as I do my manicures, I have a lot of polishes for my mom. She's very into Olive and June, so she's passed on a lot to me over the years. But I think I'm a boring nails girl. Like, Okay is very into like how a lot of people are into like indie eyeshadow. She's into indie eyeshadow polishes, like stuff with crazy shifts and crazy glitter. And I enjoy that every once in a while. I have found I am a very boring nail girl. I like a creme neutral nail, and I think week to week I want to switch it up less than I thought I would. I kind of just want like a reliable neutral, maybe like milky brown, but like probably like more of like a mid-tone brown that has some red and purple in it. That's like my ideal, and I thought it was going to be this, but it's a little too purple, although I still really like it and I wear it all the time. And then the other one is this beautiful soft lavender shade. Can you believe I would like soft lavender? Because if I'm not going to do a brown, I'm going to do a lavender. This is also Olive and June. This is I'm Manny in Meetings, and it's my go-to lavender nail polish. I love this color. It's just not something I want to wear every week, but especially in the spring, I'll probably wear it a ton. There's another one from Olive and June I have my eye on. And then I may, if Lights Lacquer has a sale soon, they have some nice looking browns I may want to try. But if you have nail polish recommendations, I don't do gel. Regular nail polish is going to chip quicker, and I'm fine with that. Gel does scare me, but gel polish kind of scares me. I don't know, the permanence of it I don't like. I just want regular, normal nail polish, like nothing super fancy. So if you have any recommendations for like a really good neutral mid-tone brown with some red and purple in it, but it's still pretty neutral, let me know below. I'd really appreciate it. A little lifestyle favorite. One of the things I got around Christmas time was an eBay gift card, and I used that toward a refurbished Hatch Restore 2 alarm clock. These are ridiculously expensive. I bought my used one or refurbished, whatever you want to call it. They're on Hatch 3, but I bought the second one, which didn't really seem to be much of a difference. But the new version of this alarm clock sells for $170. And that was like, I could tell, a pretty good deal for a refurbished older model. So I had the gift card that also went toward it. So I've been curious about Hatch forever. I'm constantly trying to get my phone out of my bed, and I like listening to noise as I fall asleep. So I wanted something that could be a good alarm clock and could play noises as I fell asleep, basically, and also help get my phone out of my bed. And that's what the Hatch has done. It's not foolproof. There are still nights where I slip, but it's really nice to have. It's so expensive. I don't know if it's worth $170, but they're ever on like super sale, or you can get a used one on eBay, that's probably what I would recommend, because it is great, and it has served a really nice purpose in my life, and I feel like I am getting better sleep, which is huge. That is huge. Waking up in the morning is so much more pleasurable now. I was so sick of how abrupt and loud and annoying my phone alarm was. So to have, like, it plays just like kind of soft instrumental music, or actually you can set it to whatever you want. But it like wakes you up with like, it has like the sunlight, and then that like, you know, it starts at red and then it gets like more of like the actual sun as the time for you to wake up. It doesn't start like blaring, right? It's like more of a soft, nice wake up, instead of my phone, which was like it's like wake up. And that's nice. That really is nice. And I also just like falling asleep to it because you can set wind down routine. So like I have it for 45 minutes just playing like soft lo-fi music, and then it switches over to thunderstorm sounds, which is what I listen to as I am asleep. And it's just really nice. And also, you won't believe it, I have it like, you can program it to light up like during your wind down routine, and I have it on a lavender light, which is really nice. I don't know, I really do love it. Again, there's still more I need to do to get my phone out of my bed, but has it been better? And even if I have been on my phone later than I want to at night, it's nice to have that emergency button of being like, I'm going to put my phone on my dresser to charge for the night. I'm not going to touch it anymore. I'm going to start my hatch. Because I think, again, using my phone was really just because I liked the noise aspect, and I don't like going from like a lot to just like total silence. Like, I've never enjoyed that. Having the hatch has really been great. And I really, really do like it. And I was worried it wouldn't be able to get me up in the morning, but I feel like it's better at getting me up in the morning than my phone, honestly, which is great. Okay, and now a couple of pop culture favorites. Traders is back. US Traders is back on Peacock. I am a Traders fanatic. I'm not a huge, like, gamer, like a strategic game show person. I don't watch Survivor, although I'm always on the cusp of becoming a Survivor person, and I'm definitely not a Big Brother person. One thing Traders has taught me: Survivor people, Big Brother people, and way down on the floor beneath the floorboards are the people from the challenge who were scary and I don't like. Survivor people are really the cream of the crop as far as the gamers go on Traders. But Traders is this amazing show. It's very similar to Mafia, except it is kind of cast more as like murder, mystery, Scottish castle. And all these players come to the castle and they all come in as the faithful. And then usually 3 to 4 of them are chosen as the traitors. And the traitors every night decide on somebody to murder. None of the faithful know who the traitors are. Only the traitors know who the traitors are. So the whole game is figuring out who the traitors are, because every night the faithful banish somebody. But oftentimes they banish the faithful because it is very hard to find the traitors. And the game kind of goes from there. And it's just such an interesting social game. It is so interesting to see the way people play it. It's a really hard game because it's such a delicate balance, because you don't want to go too under the radar, because then people like kind of like 3/4 of the way through are going to be like, you've been under the radar the entire time, you're probably a traitor. But you also don't want to be too over the top and too overly influencing the game, because that screams traitor. And it also just speaks to mob mentality a lot in the beginning, especially because no one knows really anything yet, and it's such a shot in the dark in the beginning. And there's also, I feel like there could always be more strategy to this, because people are like, we have to get a traitor out now, and I'm like, actually you don't. You actually don't. Like, you can wait. It would actually be better if, like, in my opinion, and this would probably set off alarm bells and get me banished for being a traitor, but if I was a faithful, I would be like, why don't we just vote out the 3 worst faithfuls the first 3 weeks, and then we'll go from there and actually try to find out the traitors, because it's so hard to do in a big group. Because that's like such a better strategy to me. Because sometimes there's like faithful and it's like, you're clearly not a traitor, but you suck, aka Michael Rappaport. Fuck that guy. The US Traders is on right now. It's a pretty good season. If you want me to do a Traders recap, I probably won't, but maybe ask for it. Maybe I'll do it. The music I've been listening to, the person I've been listening to more than anyone, is Tyler Childers. I love country music. That may surprise people. I'm from Kentucky. I really love country music. I love bluegrass music. I like it to be more traditional, actually. I don't like a lot of modern country music. Tyler Childers, however, he is from the same area in Kentucky. He's from Eastern Kentucky, same area my family is from. His newest album that came out last year, I think, Snipe Hunter. If you like Appalachian fuck the man angst, listen to Snipe Hunter. The first track on the album, Eden Big Time, is like a really great Eat the Rich song. Dirty Hot Trill, the closer on that album, I hyper fixate on that song all the time, and I sing it to Dodger a lot too, because it's kind of about a dog, so I'll like take the lyrics and make it about Dodger. His first album, his debut album, or actually I think technically it's his second, but it was like his first major album, Purgatory, is also the other one I've been listening to the most. That is like a modern classic, probably the best, one of the best country albums of the 21st century. Universal Sound is one of the best meditations on religion I've ever heard in my life. I would recommend. If you also enjoy, or even if you perhaps used to enjoy country music at one point, but you really love that like traditional, true, actual country Appalachian sound, and you also would like people who sing that music not to be horrifically racist and homophobic and transphobic, Tyler Childers is amazing, and I'll link some songs and stuff below. Okay, I've been filming for way too long, but that is the January Clove Shelf. And here I was thinking, I was like, I barely have any favorites this month, and I filmed for an hour and 20 minutes nonetheless. Thank you all so much for being here. I really hope you did enjoy the video. Again, especially right now, you don't need to buy any of this stuff. Just enjoy what you have. I mean, if something did strike your fancy, I will have things linked below, and you can buy it through an affiliate link if you want, or you don't have to. You can buy it in store. You can go there on your own if you don't like affiliate links. You can not buy anything. Not buy anything is probably the option I recommend right now, especially in these times. Although I did buy some stuff today, but it was kind of overdue because I needed clothes and whatnot. But anyway, thank you all so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a like if you did. That helps me a lot in the Wild Wild West YouTube algorithm. Subscribe if you want to see future videos. And thank you so much for being here. Oh, and hype if you must. We're gonna be okay. Bye, y'all.